Since we talked about how you would approach a gank, how would you approach, let's say a jungler? How would you try to fight a jungler? Would you would you just like straight up run at them, or would you sort of plan to like counter it? Because I know like we, or I think I I I know that some junglers excel more when they're put into a counter gank position, or when they're put into like when you get the jump on them position.
Yeah,
It's two different complete play styles.
yeah, okay. That's a good question. And so, Vi is actually a pretty good duelist. Just if you look at her kit, her Q's a huge nuke, and basically her entire duel potential relies on her hitting a like fully charged Q. If you can hit someone with a fully charged Vault Breaker, you'll usually win the fight
Hmm.
because it'll like stun them, nuke them really hard, and then easily proc your denting blows.
Hmm.
So if you can do that, you'll probably win the fight. If you can't get a denting like a Vault Breaker off on them though, you'll probably lose because Vi is pretty squishy early game, especially running 21 offense, which is what most people run on her.
Hmm.
So just like most jungle duels, if you get the jump, you'll win, and if you don't, you'll probably lose.
Hmm.
So if possible, you want to like just wait till you can get a Q off before fighting someone. Like if you're gonna get into a jungle fight, if they're invading you at your jungle camp, your Q will most likely be down, and you won't want to fight them. But if you're invading them at their jungle camp and you can like hit them with it, it's a good fight.
Okay. After I neutralize this point, I can ask you a follow-up question on that. Okay, so if I would, let's say I'm a jungler and I'm about to gank a lane, like let's say we're in top lane, and you know how there's that tri-brush that I'm on blue side and you're on purple side. So this is like, so I would be coming from, let me just get on this side. So I'd be like coming up into the tri-brush, and we could just pretend that this brush over here is the tri-brush that
Uh-huh.
I'm walking in. And then, and let's say you're like in there getting ready because you know I'm about to gank it. And how would you use your skills on me when I like face check this brush to like just
Oh,
chunk
so
me?
if I was in the bush,
Uh-huh.
basically
Like,
if I saw you coming in a face check, I would just start a charge up Q, and as soon as you enter the bush, I would hit you with it, and then sort
mhm.
of just start fighting like that.
Okay, so you would lead with Q, and like, because I know some I see a couple of different ways that Vi like approaches a face check on how you can like abuse the fog just for your
Hmm.
advantage as Vi. It's like I see some Vi's they start off with the E, or like they do like auto E auto, and then when the enemy jungler starts running away, that's when they charge the Q. But
Yeah,
you would rather lead with the Q, right?
it really depends on the situation because like against a champion that can interrupt your Q, like say you're against an Udyr or a Xin Zhao or Elise or someone,
Hmm.
you want to start with Q because if they can interrupt you, if you get your Q interrupted, you're gonna lose the fight basically
Hmm.
unless you're like super ahead of them.
Hmm.
But if it's a champion who can interrupt your Q, like maybe Elise in, it would be worth just waiting from the face check and then like auto E auto to proc your denting blows,
Hmm.
especially if you have red buff because you can just chase them down and then using your Vault Breaker when they start running away to catch up to them. Either way
Okay.
is fine, but generally it's if you can get the full Vault Breaker off, you'll win the fight.
Okay.
It's pretty situational, but just use your judgment for it.
What about for someone like Evelyn, where
Uh,
you know that she will have W up, and is it still the same rule applies? Like since she can't CC your Vault Breaker, then you can just go for the auto E auto.
yeah, Eve's really fast though is the only problem,
Hmm.
and she'll if you slow her with red buff, she'll break out of the slow when she activates her W,
Hmm.
and she'll probably dodge your denting blows. That's the other issue. Like if you're trying to all in them and you like get sort of greedy with the Vault Breaker, like not using it right away, they can flash it when you go for it.
Hmm.
And depending on the situation, usually getting a flash is good, but if you really want that kill, might have better luck just wall breaking immediately.
Okay.